Hi, I'm Benton's dad, aka Alan, and this is Intentional Ink. It's kind of hard to come back down to earth after you've spent a day amid a herd of bison, uh, but I'm going to try. That's what we did yesterday. We took a little trip to McPherson, Kansas, to the Maxwell Wildlife Refuge, and we were inches away from living, breathing bison, an entire herd of them with little ones. Quite the experience. Of course, we were in a protected tram, but we still could have reached out and touched them had we been that foolish. Anyway, this is my update, uh, autograph wise. I did pick up something from eBay, uh, card signed by Will Klein, who is on the Royals 40-man roster. I think he's in the minors right now, but he did make his Royal debut earlier this season, and we'll probably see him back up this year. On Facebook, picked up 3 cards. This Jayhawk card signed by Scott Pollard. I like Scott Pollard primarily because I watched him on Survivor when he was a member of that cast a few years back. Also picked up this 81 Topps signed by Jose Cardinal. I try to collect as many of this team set as I can afford. So happy to add this to my collection for a couple bucks. And finally, expanding my ABA collection, American Basketball Association. I picked up this Bob Nedelicki card from 71-72. I remember as a kid buying the Tall Boys the 2 years prior to this issue, but this is the first set that contained the American Basketball Association, ABA players. Mr. Nedelicki spent his entire career in the ABA. He was a 4-time ABA All-Star, primarily playing for the Indiana Pacers. And he once played for both teams in the same game. Yeah, you can look that up because it would take longer than I have to try to explain it to you. But he played for both teams in the same game. Okay, and Eureka, a TTM arrived. So got one. It's been a while, couple weeks, but it's a big one. It's a special one to me because it came back from Mr. Phil Ehart, who is the drummer of the rock group Kansas. Not only that, he is from my hometown, Coffeyville, Kansas. In fact, I believe he grew up in a neighborhood where my grandparents lived. Down the street was Terry Beeson, who became a professional football player with the Seattle Seahawks and later in the USFL. And a few blocks away, Rudy May, a former Major League Baseball pitcher, was born. So that was quite a fertile neighborhood for professionals. Mr. Ehart, I found out from a friend of mine, and I didn't know this before I wrote to him a couple weeks ago, suffered a major heart attack in February. So it's nice to see that he's doing better. He had to leave the group's tour at the time. He was one of the founders of the band Kansas, which was called White Clover in the beginning. His dad was in the military, and they moved around a lot. So I don't know actually how much time he lived in Coffeyville, but he ended up at Topeka West High School, which is where he put the band together. But back in the 70s, 80s, they didn't come any bigger than Kansas with Dust in the Wind and Carry On, My Wayward Son. So that was a big success. Thank you, Mr. Ehart. Well, that's my update. I want to wish you peace, love, and understanding. And I really can't wait to get back to those bison someday.